Today we're going to be talking about tomatoes. So a little bit of tomato talk today, and specifically we're going to be discussing the difference between determinate tomatoes and indeterminate tomatoes.
Yes, and that sounds like a lot of big words going on because it's just a tomato, right?
Right, and we have so many of our customers, they walk into our greenhouses and they're like, yeah, I want a tomato, and we'll say, well, what are you looking for? What's the specifically what's the purpose? Yeah. And they're like, I don't know, I just want a red tomato. So, but you really need to have a little bit of knowledge before you walk into your local greenhouse or garden center,
or at least know what you want to use it for.
Right.
So let's talk about the determinant first.
Okay, so determinant. A determinate tomato is that it's producing most of its tomatoes kind of all at once or within a span of, say 2 to 3 weeks. And really what you're using that for is if you're a canner or you're using those tomatoes
where you need a lot of tomatoes ripe all at the same time.
Yeah, so a determinate tomato, such as a celebrity tomato, that is a determinant. So generally speaking, it's going to produce kind of all at once, so that you can harvest your tomatoes and can or use them for salsa, whatever.
Another great one would be the Roma or San Marzano.
Yeah.
More of that plum, and you use them for a lot of the like spaghetti sauce or salsas.
Sure.
Where it's got firmness, but they all kind of come at the same time.
Yeah. So and also a patio tomato, that's going to be also a determinant, and that patio tomato, like the rest of the determinant tomatoes, like the celebrity or the Roma, are going to be the growth habit's going to be a little bit smaller, a little bit more compact. So it's kind of going to grow and then produce its tomatoes. So moving on to indeterminate tomatoes. Your indeterminate tomatoes, they are going to grow all summer long, and they're going to produce basically all season long for you.
So great for like a cherry tomato, a small tomato that you just want to keep popping in your mouth.
Go out in the garden and grab a snack. Yeah.
Or if you're wanting a tomato that you want to have it with sandwiches, and you don't necessarily want all of your tomatoes ripe at the same time. Something like the Better Boy or Big Beef.
Yep.
The sizes determine also within that, but we'll get to that. But they're going to be more of quite a few will ripen at the same time.
Yes.
But not that whole basket full.
Yeah. So and you get a big beef tomato, and they're going to continue to grow. This is one that we put in our greenhouse, kind of like our show off one. Pretty much every year this goes 10 to 14 feet tall, and it produces buckets and buckets and buckets of tomatoes, all summer long for us.
So not necessarily a great one for somebody living in an apartment.
Yeah. If you have a small little patio that you're just trying to contain your tomatoes, you're probably going to go with a patio tomato. Again, that's going to be your determinant versus your indeterminate, which is going to get pretty big. They'll probably need some pruning. Usually they're kind of that aggressive, high vigor growing tomatoes, and so that's their growth habit, and those are the ones that produce all summer long.
Right. Within the tomatoes, you have your small ones, your cherry tomatoes, your pears, your grapes. Then you go up to your next size into your patios, the Romas, the San Marzanos. And then you keep going in size. So if you go into your local greenhouse and you say, I want a tomato that's for slicing, for sandwiches. I don't want it all, I don't want a canning tomato. They'll be able to help you. So even if you don't remember the two names, kind of know what you're looking for. That'll determine what kind of tomato. So you can find a lot more tips and tricks at beatyourneighbor.com.
Thank you. Have a great day.